Hi, I'm Chris from Airwindows, and this is CStrip. It's one of my fancy pants plugins that was originally sold by Kagi Shareware, who still owes me hundreds of dollars, and it is coming out free for Audio Unit and Mac and PC VST. And here's what it does: it does everything pretty much. It's designed so it's not going to change your sound much if you're not actually making use of what it is. Like, as you can hear, we're not getting an effect to speak of. Now, this is not really designed to be some kind of two-bus plug. I think it's better to use more carefully selected things, but CStrip stands for channel strip. And the idea is you should be able to do a whole bunch of different things and get a bunch of different effects out of this. Let's demonstrate some of them. Would you believe trouble? By the way, this guide does not have clipping built into it. It's a channel strip, so it's not necessarily about loudnating exactly. In fact, none of it does loudnating. So, if you do max crank on the top, or max crank on pretty much anything, you're probably going to get overs. And that's because there's no, we've got the compression here, but mostly this is just about tone shaping. A lot of this stuff in here does not take effect unless you're literally using it. Here's the mid-range. These are pretty good EQs. A little deep bass, a little bass cut. We can adjust this using these controls. Like there's a mid suck out. We can bring the bass up. Or the treble cut down. So those are fairly industrious filters, but that's only 12 dB of plus or minus. So what we might end up doing is getting into something else. For instance, low passing and high passing. Now these should get entirely out of the way when they are at the fullest extreme. The overall thing is not restricted to 16K or 30 Hertz, but it's a little bit like capacitor, but kind of softer. This is the CStrip version of that kind of stuff. Capacitor has a low pass and high pass that's real sort of thick and lush, and this one's a little gentler. But the idea is using it with stuff like that guitar sound. So you want to trap in that guitar sound a bit. And the same is true for the high pass. We can bring it up. So that works. That's treble, mid, bass, and then there's an extra low pass and high pass in there. Gate does what you would expect. Let's try this. It's kind of digital black. The gate digital black. And this is not really designed to be a effect gate. Like I just put out, either I just put out or I'm about to put out swell, which is a gate-like behavior that's more of a sound effect. This is a noise gate. The idea is to have it snap open once you're past the noise floor, so it's really voiced around that. Here, we'll throw on something, anything. At normal settings, as long as you've got it engaged, you listen for the noise and put it just beyond the noise, and it should shut up the background noise in a track without being particularly, it's not going to get in the way exactly. It can be nice and crisp, but without really and as you can see, a lot of this range does just about nothing, because if the music is happening, you're already beyond that point. It's supposed to be letting that stuff through. But then we can bring it up to the point where it's really trying to engage. A little bit of sputtering there. Anyways, there's your noise gate. And compression is a whole other story. If I kick in compression, you get this. Then compression speed lets us get things a little actively moving. This was the compression in CStrip, which you can make it squish. In fact, that's a fairly aggressive, crazy squish, but it's not really designed for that. It's designed for stuff like this. Kick it in a little bit, maybe slow it down a bit. And it's a very transparent organic, yeah, let me hit the applicator. It's a very transparent organic sounding compressor. We can throw it onto this, maybe. Oh yeah, that's so loud that it's smashing the compression to bits. So what we'll do, we're hearing it kind of grind away, so let's slow down compression speed. Enough till we get a nice sort of shape. Now notice we're still peaking out at a comparable amount, but we are compressing this audio. It's normally sounding like this. And we can even let's go and bring that stuff. So that compared to this is the kind of craziness you can get up to with CStrip. I was asked to do one of your complicated, do all of these different things, all this EQ and compression and just everything in a channel strip, rock out. So I put together something that has a kind of analog-y organic vibe to it. And oh, this last one, you actually can't tell what it's doing with a single track. What this does is called timing lag, and I'm wondering if I can quickly demo it. Let's duplicate this and then duplicate this. Then this goes all left and this goes all right. We'll take the plugin off of this guy and leave it on this. So now we have two plugins. And it should be just the same, right? In fact, I'll make it be the same. These don't matter all that much. Down to there. Press the speed. Check this out. Timing lag delays the track that CStrip is on. The idea is if you have a mix with all kinds of stuff going on in it, and one of your instruments seems a little bit aggressive perhaps, or it's coming out, something needs to sit back in the mix without necessarily being turned down. This is what timing lag is for. That's why it's called timing lag. I think I'll probably just have to call it lag in the VST because the VST is going to limit my ability to name things a lot. But it works like this. We can literally take an element, or one side of the track as we can see here, and delay it to the point where it's happening significantly after everything else. It's just a little built-in sample delay. Just here, go over there. So it's just way the heck over. And that's what timing lag is for. Timing lag is for if you've got something in the mix and you need to be fiddling with the timing of it without going into sliding tracks around in the arrange window and stuff like that that might be real inconvenient. If it's completely off, you won't hear any effect out of it at all, but it's there if you need it, and it could have useful qualities. And that's basically CStrip for you. CStrip is a AU and Mac and PC VST. It is free. My cat is trying to get my attention. It is free because all this stuff is supported by Patreon. And I'm going to continue to put out plugins as rapidly as I can. It would be nice if I could do one a week all the time. I've been doing that for about a year, more or less. That's kind of a lot of plugins. If you download my new updates.zip, you will find that I have made lots of plugins for people, and you can use all of them. CStrip is kind of like using all of them all at once, but it's also not the way I normally do things. Normally I like to have stuff in a more modular kind of way where you got your EQ set up, And then you've got a dedicated compressor. I've got a number of different compressors that you can use. You've got your gate, so on and so forth. But I was asked for the sort of all-in-one jobby, and it's always been fairly popular. So here it is. I hope you like it.